What's going on, everyone? So, I want to share with you why I believe this whole AMC thing, this whole short squeeze thing, not even happening only and solely within AMC as the biggest one or the biggest, most viewed, but also a bunch of other highly shorted stocks are about to get a wrap up, meaning we are about to see an end. And keep in mind, when I say we are about, I can't tell you necessarily when will be. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here making videos, right? I will be, putting all the money I have in the bank into this stock and just sitting and waiting so that I can collect my tendies. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that it's not coming. And I'm going to show you exactly why the very first thing that was preventing this thing from doing what it's supposed to do is actually around the corner. Here it is. SEC Chief Gary Gensler wants to bring the public's trust back to the stock market and even to crypto. Let's just focus here on the stock market part because crypto, we're going to do a whole lot different separate and little video for that, all right? Now, here's the thing. When you have a stock that goes, right, that goes from $2, all right, to $8, and then to 14, and then to 20, to 25, and then to 70, because you have a bunch of people buying the stock, that's a natural, price action for the stock. But what is not natural is when these people who bought are not selling and are keep buying and buying and buying even more every single day, every single week, all year long, you still have this huge downtrend. It seems as if there is a huge force preventing this from actually continuing its ascension towards unimaginable highs. All right? And this is precisely why AMC have not done what it was supposed to do so far, because of the dark pools, because of the huge tactics and the manipulation that the short sellers that are on the other side of the company, on the other side of this trade, are actually using to prevent the share price from soaring. And this is precisely what Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, alongside so many other agencies going all the way up to the White House with the financial risk panel, is actually looking into clearing out once and for all, because it's a huge deal. Gary Gensler said that there is a rapid growth of the so-called dark market for stocks like ATS, alternative trading system, or wholesale market makers. These companies, which include Citadel Securities or Virtue Financial, sometimes pay brokers like Robinhood or Charles Schwab for the privilege of executing their customers' orders so they can earn the difference between the price at which they will buy and sell the stock. Let's not talk about how big of an advantage it gives them, because they know upfront how big is the buying pressure on a certain stock or how huge is the selling pressure on a certain stock. So they know that in advance to, everybody else in the market. So it is a huge competitive advantage, which is kind of borderline. Now, on top of that, when just under half the market goes to wholesalers or dark pools, then the investing public says there is a limited transparency. If I cannot know exactly what is going on, behind the scenes with a specific stock, then this is not fair. The market are supposed to be fair because they see exactly what I'm buying, when I'm buying, and what are my stop losses, meaning the price at which automatically my brokerage will sell the position that I have, because I don't want to lose a ton of money or much money than I already lost. But I can't see that from that side of the market. Why? Because they are using those ATS, which are specifically and solely used by a certain type of investors. Now, when you look at the other big project that the SEC has in mind, it's about promoting competition for retail traders. Gensler also suggests that the SEC could propose rules that require greater transparency around payment for order flow. I've asked staff how we can ensure greater competition. Then we already know that this is another big, huge reason why the share price of AMC is still not above $100 a share. Why? Because they are parking all the orders coming from retail. Even the New York Stock Exchange president said back last year that every order flagged as retail doesn't go through the stock market, what we call the lit market, meaning the actual exchange where the price is being calculated based on the supply and the demand. If we know that when many people want to buy something, the price is supposed to go up. But how is the price supposed to go up when those orders, that demand is not reflected into the system? Why? Because they're being rerouted through payment for order flow. And this is another big deal because the US is the only country, the only US exchange in the world, the only stock exchange in the world where payment for order flow is still allowed. So you have these big two things, the dark pools where we have those dark markets when nobody knows exactly what is going on, including the market exchange and the regulators. That's a big deal, all right? And on top of that, you have the payment for order flow pretty much preventing retail from participating into the market, which is totally wrong because retail is not only you and I buying these stocks. Retail is everybody putting its money into the stock market through 401ks, through IRAs, through 529, through pension funds. So this is a big deal. It's such a big deal that it's a matter of legacy. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of bringing back a sense of the American dream per se. Because if this continued to go this way, I can guarantee you lots of people within the retail sector, within the retail space, will pull back slowly and gradually from this market. And that could be the end of capitalism as we know it for pretty much the biggest Western countries, including the US. So just to say that once this whole thing is implemented, because we know it's already started. And it's not only the SEC, it's also what the DOJ is doing. As a matter of fact, they are making progress, a significant progress into what we know is about, investigating all of these short sellers, all of these companies using not that legal tactics in order to trade such stocks like AMC and continue to bring it down by using these tactics. So just to say that when you take these two into consideration and you take how, the big effect it has on the market as a whole, this is literally the two things that are preventing AMC from going. So if you take out the dark pools, if you take out manipulation going through, and if you take out dark pools and you take out payment for order flow, then you don't have the synthetics, the naked shorts, the ladder attacks. On top of that, you have the buying pressure coming back to where it's supposed to go. And literally, the shorts will have no choice but to disappear. And that's how we go to the moon. So, as I mentioned earlier, it may happen sooner than we expect it. When would that be? I can't tell you that because I don't know. And nobody knows. That's the thing. We just have to be patient.